Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. So I just saw a group of Democrat Congress leaders uh, expressing their sedition, in my opinion, that military members should disobey lawful orders of the president if they. I guess they're saying unlawful orders, but we know exactly what they're getting at because Democrat cities will have to be. We're going to have to put military in Democrat cities because they are lawless. They're illegally voting. They're, have crime syndicates that are running Democrat cities. The Democrats are involved in all this. Leadership is involved in all this. So they're trying to front load the military. And of course, there's probably some in the military that are, maybe liberal minded, right? It used to never be that way. When I was in the military, there was no one that was, quite that liberal minded, right? But things have changed. People have gone into the military. It doesn't matter. You're going to have, lots of different people from lots of different lifestyles in the military. We've had Muslims in the military, Muslims that have taken guns and killed military members. Muslims that have gone that were in combat zones, which have taken hand grenades and thrown them into the basically where the leadership is located. So yes, anyone can go in the military, including radical liberals. All right. So I think that these Democrat they're lawmakers. Democrat lawmakers are trying to incite the military, the deep state military, perhaps, to disobey orders. So sedition, as it is, languaged, it says sedition is language or conduct intended to incite rebellion against a government, often by promoting public disorder or disrespect for the authorities. In a legal context, it typically involves a conspiracy to use force or violence to undermine the government or its laws. While sedition laws have been used historically to suppress dissent, the modern U.S. federal crime of seditious conspiracy requires proof of an agreement to use force, which is a higher standard than simply criticizing the government. Okay, so I think we're meeting that standard. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. I've been in the military, I've been in the CIA 35 years. Since then, I've watched, the military, of course, and government interaction. I personally have never seen anything like this. This is horrendous to me. Right. So these Democrats basically just come in, as you're going to see here. I'm going to play this. They just come in and say, pretty much, and I think every one of them were former military, and say, in my opinion, disobey the orders of the commander in chief. So I think that in the future we're gonna have some problems with this, right? Major problems, right? So I'm looking for this, and I know this was already taken down a lot of spaces, so I found some place where it wasn't, and now I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Right. So I'm gonna play this. Share the screen. Play this little clip, and you guys, I guess, get to see, that you be the judge of whether this is, something that should be punished or reprimanded or something. I think at the least should be reprimanded.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
Who take risks each day
To keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals.
against American citizens.
like us. You all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad.
But from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse
To protect and defend against foreign and domestic enemies. So I don't know how you guys feel, but I think these are domestic enemies, in my opinion.
illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law.
Or our Constitution.
We know this is hard.
And that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
In the Army,
Our Navy.
The Air Force.
Your vigilance is critical.
and know that we have your back.
because now, more than ever,
The American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws.
Our Constitution.
And who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
All right. So I believe that those Congress people definitely gave up the ship. They no longer should be in America, in my opinion. They should be hauled away and prosecuted. But that's my opinion. Obviously, they're probably nothing at all is going to come of that. Maybe someone will speak out about it, but will anything happen? Probably not. So that's the problem that we have right now in America. That remember the 51 intelligence officials that said that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation. Basically, it was not. And now we're finding out that that's true. Remember how we had the Russia collusion of the 2020 election, where all the different government agencies and Shifty Shift and all these other Congress people, media came out and said that absolutely President Trump had colluded with Russia to steal the election, and it's all being disproven. In fact, there's dozens and dozens of witnesses from CIA, FBI that are coming out and saying that it was a big fat lie. Wow. So what's going to happen to these people that keep doing this? What's going to happen? Now, we just saw recently that the Dems just kept pushing and pushing for Epstein. Trump has said this is old bullshit. There's more important things to focus on, but they kept pushing. To me, what they did is they chummed the water for sharks. And already we have Larry Summers, who was Obama official, I think for the Treasury or something. And he was working at Harvard and some other places. He had to resign because he had been emailing. So these emails are starting to be released. He had been emailing, and almost all of the Democrat Party at the time was working directly with Jeffrey Epstein. There was one time where he was in trial and he was emailing while in the trial to a Democrat congressperson. So this is basically going to cause the Democrats to be eaten up in shark-infested waters, right? And then the other ones are going to run for their lives to the beach, and if they make it, they're just going to start disappearing, going to start to go quiet and silent, go to their big cities, and get the people that are MK Ultra to protect them, right? So now, I've talked about how cities here in America are probably going to go bye-bye, right? We've talked about Chicago, New York, Seattle. Of course, we got Seattle now has a communist that was inserted, wasn't elected, inserted. We have Mamdani inserted, all right? So we're having more and more of this, and I think there's A couple other ones that I saw, once I get more information, because they're like on the verge of getting some kind of seats in towns and so forth like that. They're being exposed as much as possible, as fast as possible, but still, we're probably going to see a lot of these cities be destroyed. All right, so we're seeing stuff like the sedition. We're seeing they're coming out with trying to point the finger at Donald Trump. You think at this point Donald Trump really, with all the lawfare that's been thrown at him, you really think that if he had any now when he first came into office, he went after Jeffrey Epstein. He had the Department of Justice go after Jeffrey Epstein, and that's when, after he came into office, Jeffrey Epstein was arrested. Hello. And then Ghislaine Maxwell, when Trump was in office, right? No one else had been able to do it. But when Trump came in, they got arrested. So do you really think that Trump is involved? Maybe. I don't think so, right? At this point, it would have been disclosed. So all of the rhinos, all of the demos, maybe some of them are going to get demoed, but all of the Democrats that are screaming and yelling, trying to point the finger, you know what that is. One finger goes out, you got three pointing back here. So that's the way the Democrats are, all right? Because it's part of their deflection. They scream and yell like they're doing right now with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, Bill Clinton, people have said that he was on the Lolita Express 26 times, but the Lolita Express didn't go to Jeffrey Epstein Island. It went to St. Thomas, and then from St. Thomas, you had to take a helicopter or a boat. So there's complete, there's no record of anybody on any of those. And then there's people have come out and said, hey, I saw Bill Clinton, and then Ghislaine Maxwell came out and said, oh, that's a lie. So because she said it was a lie, it's a lie. I've heard this back and forth on the news. It's so ridiculous to me. So a lot of this stuff is being exposed. These people, Bill Clinton went to Epstein Island. Yes, he probably, did some raunchy bad things to young girls, like a lot of them do. They're all caught. They've probably all been dealt with. It's on some level, but that's the least. Of course, that's horrific and should be, put on like a pedestal, like they're trying to do. But that's the least thing that they have done that's criminal, guys. All right, and that's what President Trump, I think, is getting to. There's a lot worse that they have done, right? And adrenochrome and child sacrifice and all that stuff. Raping a child is bad enough, but adrenochroning them and then cannibalizing them, right? Sacrificing them and then eating them, that's another level, right? So we haven't really even started to go there yet, right? We're not even at the point where we're holding them accountable for raping children. So we have a long way to go. And, Epstein Island stuff, to me, yeah, those people that were affected, they're applauding. But some people have said, and it does make sense to a certain level, that when someone comes forward and reveals that when you, and they do it on the down low and believing that their reveal is going to be protected, now it's not, right? So will that make it less likely that people will reveal in the future? So you can see where this is going, a possibility of where this could go. All right. Not only revealing some of these people involved that nothing will happen to because the judicial side is completely still controlled by them. And that's probably one of the reasons why Trump didn't care in the beginning. It's like, you're still there? What? Come on. We got other shit going on. Come on. So I know a lot of you are like, well, we have to fix that. Well, You fix that and you break other things, I think, unfortunately. So a lot of people don't understand the bigger picture here, I think. I don't understand it completely. For me, I'm like, yeah, reveal friggin' everything. But it's going to go before judges that are going to protect it and have been protecting it. So then you have to have military tribunals. You have to have the military come in and fix the voting abnormalities that the Democrats use to stay in power, right? And then you have those congressional leaders that are basically saying, military, you should revolt, right? You should revolt. So big cities pretty much being destroyed. I think it's coming. Other things that we have to look at is Greg Abbott declares CARE and Muslim Brotherhood terrorist organizations, bans land purchase by them. Of course, they're here in America, thanks to the Biden administration, the Democrats, but he is making it illegal for them to own land in Texas. So this comes months after Abbott signed a law banning so-called Sharia compounds in Texas. In a statement, Abbott said, in part, the Muslim Brotherhood and CARE is Council on American Islamic Relations, have long made their goals clear: to forcibly impose Sharia law and establish Islam's mastership of the world. And they are they're moving very quickly in Texas and other states to do just that, guys. All right, so let me give you an example of, now I've seen the extreme Islam all over the world, and it's very, very, very ugly, right? It doesn't belong in any first world nation, a society that has laws, because it's lawless. It's barbaric, right? So let me give you just an example. Just recently, Bangladesh Muslims threatened Hindu journalists with gang rape, assault her husband. Right? While they're assaulting her husband, they assaulted him. He's in a store, and there's people in the store that know him, that he's friends with, or so he thinks, but they're Muslim and he's Hindu. So it goes to like, the magistrate, whatever, and he basically brings this up, and the people that are in there, they say, well, you're Kefir Hindu. How can you be a friend? So they'll turn on you in an instant, guys. I've seen it overseas. I've seen this overseas. I've talked about this quite a bit. The rape, the Muslim rape is out of control all over the world right now, right? So they've been, this one woman has been reporting on threats and problems from the Muslim community against Hindu communities. They desecrate Hindu temples, forced conversions, like convert to Islam or die, right? Mob violence across Bangladesh. So our work has appeared in online portal The News, and is drawn the ear of local Muslims who view the coverage as undermining their ideological narrative. Now, this is coming for all the places where Muslims have started to settle. Texas, where is it, up in the north, where they have those big cities. Where Sharia law is starting to take hold, guys. I've seen this in like centered Muslim communities where the radicals come in and start to do the Sharia law. They start to walk the streets and they start to impose on the community the extreme Sharia law. If women are not burqa'd, they beat them. If they're without a male escort, they'll threaten rape and sometimes rape them, right? If they're not from that that group, if like, I mean, I remember in Islamabad, there were some Chinese women that were there. And this is, I think, what really started Islamabad to really crack down on the radicals that were walking the streets. So these Chinese women, they're not wearing burqas. And I guess some of the local men like to go get massages from the Chinese women. So they assaulted them and all kind of crazy Chinese women and the Chinese men that were there. And then the government cracked down, right? Are we going to see that? Absolutely. Probably we've already been seeing it. It's been covered up in our communities. Absolutely. It's not maybe. It's going to happen, unfortunately. That's the way the Muslims are. Now, there are Muslims out there that are very centered and don't, go radical ever. But there's too many of them that have come here that are, and that are starting to push mosques all over the place. And then they have the mosques that have the 5 times the prayer, which is very oppressive to everyone. It's a noise problem, right? Very much a noise problem. And if you protest, then they'll come after you. They have the press that's on their side. They have law enforcement that's on their side, and some, of course, some of the government side. So yeah, there's it's not looking good, right? Yeah, it's Wisconsin. I think is a problem area. So I see Kim in Wisconsin. How about Kim? Is Wisconsin the problem with the Muslim communities there? I've heard there was, but there's definitely in Minnesota. There's problems. So in the northern part of the country, and obviously down in Texas and New York, where they like take over streets and pray. So it's at Dearborn, Michigan, yeah. So Minnesota, Penny, yep. Minneapolis. So there's a lot. Dearborn, yep. Some of these cities are pretty much taken over by Muslims. So those at one time were large, very functioning, right, cities that are pretty much not so much anymore. And I think that's one of the ways they can come in, because these cities have pretty much collapsed through too much Democrat use, right? Democrats come in there, basically destroy cities, right? And then they create a vacuum, and the vacuum is filled with undesirables, pretty much. So, all right. So let me share with you. You guys probably think, Mike, you don't know what you're talking about. How can these cities be destroyed? Well, I'm just going to share with you a few throughout the world. The temples of Tikal, Guatemala, had disappeared for, like, I don't know, over 1,000 years, right? So 6 temples still dominate the landscape, much as they did 1,000 years ago. So they disappeared. They were rediscovered. Zimbabwe, Pakistan, Mohenjo-Daro. Now, Mohenjo-Daro, I believe the reason why that, you see, it was a huge city. I think it was hit by a nuclear weapon, right? The Mahabharata talks about what is very obvious, a nuclear exchange. So they've detected high levels of radiation. They have like green glass, people that are, kind of like what happened with Pompeii, where that shock wave came down, superheated gas of shock wave came down and like, made those people into like little, I guess they got covered by ash, and they came back and they poured plaster in the holes, and then they found where people were basically just wiped out by the superheated gas. So they found that at Mohenjo-Daro. So yes, places can go away and be lost, like some of the Democrat cities. We've already started to see that. So, I mean, just look throughout time. Mesa Verde, massive temples throughout the world. Of course, Egypt, long lost and then rediscovered. Persepolis in Iran. Of course, when Alexander the Great came through, they burned the city. Alexander the Great was not going to damage the city. He liked culture, but the people of that city, the deep state, pretty much burned it. Right. So, and then you have I've been to Ephesus in Turkey. Fantastic city. The reason why it pretty much disappears because the earth rose and the harbor went away, so there was no reason for the city anymore. Palenque, Mexico, another one was lost completely to the jungle. So many. There's another one, Petra, and then of course all the Angkor Wat, massive temples that were lost for hundreds of years and abandoned. So Machu Picchu, I've been there. Chichen Itza, I've been there. So a lot of these places I've been to, and there's a lot more throughout the world. So how do these places just completely, disappear? It's because they had Democrats, right? They had liberal Democrats in their cities, and the rest of the people came and drove them all away and let the cities just go to waste, right? I'm kidding, kind of not, but anyway. So I think that's what's going to happen to a lot of these cities. Now, Trump has said that we'll rebuild them. I don't know why. I say it's kind of like when you go into, you drive out those homes and they're like, they're haunted and no one wants to go around them except during Halloween, and then everybody gets scares the hell out of themselves. I used to go into some of those places when I was a kid and I was like, ooh, this place is creepy, right? That's kind of the way some of these cities will be, I think, in the future. No one will care. We won't want to go there anymore. So I was listening to a video just recently. Here it is. Said it? No. I think it was Sean Ryan. He had a guy on that was the security security detail lead for Charlie Kirk. And both of those guys, Sean Ryan should know better, but both of those guys were spreading stupid, right? So the one guy was talking about how the bullet went into Charlie Kirk's throat and they couldn't find a bullet. And there's been people, saying, where's the bullet? So he's saying there's like this bullshit that's going around out there that the bullet went into Charlie's spinal column and traveled down his spinal column and then blew out deep down his spinal column and fragmented it. And that's why you don't see the bullet coming out the back. Like, are you friggin' kidding me? It went into soft tissue. It's going to come out the other end of soft tissue. But even if it did hit the spine, it's going to blow the spine out in the back. All right. So this clown and Sean Ryan, what's going on, dude? So Sean Ryan is all about it. He's praying for this guy, and this guy's like crying. I'm like, boy, that's an act, dude. Somebody taught you how to cry. So he has no control. So I can tell you, as a detail lead in the CIA and for Ambassador Bremer, and you're a hard man. You're a hard man. You don't cry, right? No, later on I cry. I cry because I'm touched with love and God and Archangel Michael. But back then I was a hard man. I didn't come out and cry about everything. This guy's crying about everything. So it's an act to me. I don't believe it. I've seen a lot of people that put on shows, lies and so forth. I'm skilled at looking at people that lie and bullshit, and this guy, I believe it. So Sean Ryan, come on, dude. A lot of stuff you put out there has been really good. This one is bad, dude. You look really bad with this guy. All right. So yeah, And so Sean Ryan even says that when a bullet goes in and fragments, it just disappears. What, dude? Metal? Yeah, it'll hit bone and fragment. That is what hollow tip is supposed to do. If it hits bone, if not, it's going to go through soft tissue and out the other side. So that's what I believe. It was the angle that we saw that black goop that was coming out of his neck. That hole should have gone out the back and unrestricted. So both these guys are saying it made a radical turn, went into the spinal column, went down the spinal column, and blew up and disappeared. All the fragments disappeared. Because I guess whoever's lying about the bullets are saying, yep, this is what happened, and the bullet fragment. So let me read to you. You can Google this, bullet fragmenting when hitting bone. Right, so I should show you. I'm disappointed that I still have to come out and talk about this bullshit, because I said long ago this bullshit. But when you have someone of Sean Ryan's caliber that's still promoting stupid, I gotta call it. When a bullet hits bone, it can fragment into multiple smaller pieces due to the impact, a process that can be exacerbated by the bullet's design, like a hollow point bullet. Was this a hollow point? Can you tell me that? You should be able to tell me that. This fragmentation creates secondary missiles that cause additional, more severe tissue damage by creating more cavitation and potentially causing fractures with retained fragments that increase the risk of infection and delayed healing. So I guess the fragments just exited the body and disappeared, right? According to these two knuckleheads, right? All right, so impact force, the immense kinetic force of a bullet that can cause it to break apart upon hitting a hard surface like bone, not soft tissue. Soft tissue like the neck, it will just go through and out the back, and it should be easy to find. But we didn't see that, did we? All right, bullet design. Hollow points, for example, are designed to fragment, blah, blah, blah. Bullet orientation, the angle of impact, or yaw, can influence the degree of fragmentation and the severity of the wound. A bullet striking bone sideways at a 90-degree yaw can cause significantly more damage than one hitting nose first. So if by some stretch of physics that doesn't exist in reality, but let's just say that this bullet yawed over to the bone and hit the bone, there would be a massive, you would have seen his head basically blow off, right? And a lot of us that are experts in bullets and so forth have said this. Increased tissue damage. All right, so fragmenting bullets create secondary missiles, both bullet and bone fragments, that cause more extensive tissue destruction and increase the volume of wound cavity. All right, so medical treatment. I said if I had been on the scene and that was a real bullet that went into his throat, not the ridiculousness of going into his spinal column and traveling down the middle of his spinal column and blowing out. Think about that, guys. That's complete bullshit, right? Anyone that believes that, which these two guys evidently do, very, very suspect, right? Medical treatment. So if I was there and a bullet had hit him in the throat, I would have been able to save his life. I would have, put in, blood clotting gauze, and he would have lived. I know of people that have done this and saved people's lives, have been shot in the throat. All right, I've done live tissue and kept the animal that I was working on alive longer than everybody else. Right, my team, we worked on this one pig, and it was shot, it was stabbed, blown up, all kind of crazy stuff. We kept it alive, right? Longer than everybody else. And eventually they wouldn't let us work on it anymore, and they just shot it up and had some other group work on it, which they couldn't keep us alive. So anyway, so if I had been there and that had been a real bullet going into his throat, I would have saved him, period. And there's probably a lot of medical personnel out there that will back me up, right? So medical treatment, fragmented bullets, and bone pieces often need to be surgically removed. So if there are fragmented bullets in there, they don't disappear, guys. Sean Ryan. They're still, in the body, or if they exit the body, they can be found. All right. The bullets don't disappear. Bullets don't disappear, even if they fragment. All right. So, disappointing that a fellow SEAL would say such stupid things. All right. Sean, I love you, but that was really stupid. House passes bill to release Epstein files with only one no vote. Now, when I was watching it, there was one no vote from the Democrats. And then it got down to where there was almost like just 5 or 10 votes left, and the Democrat vote went away. And then a Republican vote said no. I was like, what? Okay. So I don't know who that one nayer is. Haven't seen that yet. But one Republican said no. Everybody else in the House said yes. So now it goes to the Senate. Senate, I think, is pretty obvious that they're going to pass it. And so all those files supposedly are going to be released. So what? Clay Higgins, Michael? S.L. Sully? You got some good info? A lot of people have been saying I should look up Clay Higgins. So Clay Higgins. I will looking him up. I will put his name. Otherwise, I will not remember. All right. Because I have about 10,000 other things going on in my life. Clay Higgins. Oh, yeah. Clay Higgins, Louisiana, right? Clay Higgins. The one House Republican who voted against releasing Epstein. Okay, so Clay Higgins that said no. Isn't he that Louisiana lawmaker that's badass? Congressman, yep, Louisiana. So he probably has a really good point. So Clay Higgins is like, that's a rock star in my opinion. So maybe he's like me. He's like, come on, this is bullshit. But if you guys really want to do this, we're gonna lose a lot of people that would come out and tell us other stuff. All right. So I don't know. I don't know why Clay Higgins did it, but Clay Higgins in the past has done a lot of very smart things. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Right. Although really, I think he's right. Right. But public pressure has been that everyone wants the Epstein files released. All right. So you're going to get them. And the Democrats are going to have to chum the water so they can escape. And some of their Democrat partners are going to get eaten up alive. Right. So, and maybe some rhinos too. So, very possibly some rhinos too. All right. So, yeah. So I wish I could remember all the stuff that Clay Higgins has done that I really approve of. But at this point, I'll have to look at it. He said he doesn't want victim personal info out, but it won't. It will be redacted. Don't get it. So, yeah, S.L. Sully, I don't know. I don't know what you are seeing, body doubles, actors, and clones. All right, I agree with that. Right. So for a lot of these people, and then some of these Democrats that are coming out and doing the stuff that they're doing, they're probably having to for the white hat. So you have to just take everything and look at it for what it is. Why are some people putting out disinformation? I do not know. It's, Sean Ryan, why is he doing what he's doing? I don't know, right? So anyway, the S&P and the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones have taken quite a little tumble. Are they going for a 10%? Now, I said this last month that I felt they were going to do a 10% or maybe even 20% pullback. And it didn't happen. So October is usually the pullback month. It was the up month. So November's looking like it's going to be the pullback month. Now, what could change this? Wednesday at the close, NVIDIA reports. So NVIDIA has really been, the darling of the AI world for quite some time. And so they got taken out to the woodshed. Now, was that premature? Was it premature? NVIDIA always delights investors with really good earnings and forward-looking and all that kind of stuff. Now, you see right here, this is NVIDIA. So if this is a daily, let's go back to the beginning of the year. So 2024, NVIDIA was like at 40. Now, I think the other day it was up like 210. So it's been the darling. It's a .com bust that's coming, but AI is going to be the bust. Now, will NVIDIA bust Wednesday afternoon? I highly doubt it. I don't think it's time yet. The busting will come. Something will set it off. Now, if NVIDIA does disappoint for some reason tomorrow, then you will see the stock market give it up big time. And we'll see probably maybe even more than 20%. It could be the thing that's the end of the stock market, like I've been predicting. Although I think it's going to go higher at some point. This pullback will wash a lot of stuff out, and then I think it goes higher. Bitcoin is down, but Bitcoin can go back up in a day. It can go up like 5,000 a day. It's no big deal. So, just watch this. I think it's just a temporary pullback, but eventually this thing is going to get slaughtered. So slaughtered. And the thing that could be good about that, guys, is because I know a lot of people are like, if the stock market is everything. If stock market's up, then everything's good. Stock market's down, then woe is our economy. Now we've all talked about how we're going into a quantum economy. So what could allow that to come forward? The complete destruction of this deep state economy, right? So I would be prepared for it. I know a lot of you guys still think you can benefit from it, and you can if you're a savvy investor and you're nimble. There is a possibility that you can still benefit. You can benefit from going up. You can benefit from going down. But making those calls is going to be a little bit difficult because there's massive. I've never seen such manipulation. And I remember the 20 bust, and I remember the 2008 bust. This is manipulation on steroids, right? Big time. So just be careful out there. Remember, silver is the way. Silver's the way, right? Dr. Kirk Elliott, silver's the way. Now, in the future, many of us will be able to benefit from that. But in the meantime, a lot of people are antsy, right? They want their 10x in silver tomorrow. It's not going to happen that quick. It's up about 3x now. I think it has another 10x to go, maybe even more. So I think we'll probably see 10-1 at least. Maybe silver will be worth more than gold because silver is massive on the industrial side, whereas gold is not. Right? Gold is just gold, and it's pretty. A lot of people have talked really highly about it for thousands of years, but silver is pretty much, I think, going to be at least 10 to 1. Now, we know gold is going to 5,000. Gold is probably going to 5,000. A lot of people said before the end of the year. That's highly likely and possible. But at least into next year, 5,000 and then beyond. So if at some point you get a 10 to 1, that's 500, right? So we'll probably see that and much better. So gold is not going to go to 5,000. It's going to go a lot higher. It's going to go a lot higher. Gold will go 10, 20,000 maybe. So if you're looking at 10 to 1, you're looking at pretty expensive silver, right? Yes, Janet, silver, manufacturing cost, just so many different things. Silver's used for so many different things. We've talked about this many shows, so I'm not going to go into it here. But silver and gold, that Burl Ives movie with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's one of my favorite shows as a kid. I couldn't wait till Christmas came along. I used to love that. So it still touches me. It's cute. So it is definitely. I bought silver at $20 an ounce, nice. I bought silver at 17, and I bought silver at 20, and 25, and 22, and back down to 20, and back up to 25, and 30, and 32, and 40, and so I keep buying it, right? So it's so if you could, let's say that you ladies, let's say that you bought a beautiful piece of silver jewelry that you wore around your lovely neck, and you're very happy with it because it was like 10 ounces, just very, very elaborate, very beautiful. And then it went up to 10 to 1 against the gold. So you had, what was that? What would that be around your neck? That would be 5. That'd be 5, 5, 2, 2, 7, blah, blah, blah. That's like, I don't know. It'd be worth a lot. It'd be worth like 20,000 or something crazy, you know. And you bought it for, a couple. So that'd be very happy. You'd be very happy about that, right? So I know a lot of you ladies are like, yes, just buy me silver. And a lot of the like India, they do jewelry. They buy like for wedding gifts and so forth. They're really into that. So that's another way you can get your silver, get the jewelry, but make sure it's not 90% or some other lower, just 100% silver, right? $300 silver soon, Brian. I think so. Probably into next year, but that's still soon. That's only like a little over a year and a half away. Probably 300, maybe sooner. If things fall apart, which they will when the economy implodes, and then maybe President Trump comes in and says, "Ha ha! I told you guys I was going to make everything. I'm a businessman, and I'm going to make it right." So comes in with a quantum financial system, and the old system goes out, and the new comes in, and then silver and gold go to the moon. Now, why would that be? Because it basically destroys that financial system because it's built on paper, right? And that they don't have enough paper to match the gold and the silver at that point, so it collapses completely, and then we just go forward from there, right? I don't know. It sounds pretty simple to me. Maybe it will be that simple. He will make XRP right. I don't know. I don't know about XRP. I don't know about the crypto guys. Because you look at XRP, you look at the current system where they like move, do the transactions and so forth. The SWIFT system. Now the SWIFT system, I think does like hundreds of billions of dollars a day, something crazy, or maybe even more. I don't know. Will XRP be able to do that? Sure. But they say that, so SWIFT, it doesn't cost anything to use the SWIFT system. But XRP is going to cost money to use XRP? Because it expires. So that's going to make it more valuable. See, I don't know. I don't know about that. And Bitcoin is going to go like $1 million. It's going to be the new money. I don't know about that either. If I was going to give you $1 billion worth of gold, and it's like, okay, here's $1 billion worth of gold, like stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of gold bars, or I'm going to give you $1 billion of Bitcoin, which would you take? Right? Anyway, I think that the future will present itself. Some of you guys are crypto fanatics. That's great. I've never been a crypto fanatic. I've just been a person that comes in and makes money off of it. Speculator, right? Done really well. So if it works out for you, great. It's not working out so good right now, is it? Now, crypto, remember, just recently, I think it went down to $2.14. It flash crashed, and then it came back. And so when something crashes like that, a lot of times it has to be tested, right? So, but maybe it, it flash crashed and it's like, we're good. It's just a flash crash, right? But you look back on, stock market and other things that go down, they usually come back up. Remember how oil went to like negative, like 300 or something crazy? I might be exaggerating, but something like that, right? Maybe negative 34 or whatever. Negative 34. How do you go negative 34? And then it came back, right? But it hasn't gone down to test that again. So maybe it was just an anomaly. Maybe it's just manipulation. So you have to watch all of this stuff. There's massive manipulations in the markets. And silver is the poor man's gold. Silver is actually the rich man's gold. Silver's because the richest men are buying silver. A lot of billionaires are buying silver, right? So and I've been putting that out for a long time. So the profit, the reason why a lot of people don't want to do silver is because you got to have a lot of it. I got to have like I have like so many gold bars, right? And I have the equivalent in silver. And that silver is very weighty, right? When I would, okay, I gotta pack everything up and get it out of this house because I think it's going to get hit pretty hard by a hurricane. So I had to carry all that stuff, put it in the car. It's like that's why I like to have it in a secure facility, right? So anyway, the rich men they have it in depository, like I have it in depository. I'm not a rich man, but I have a lot of it in depository. I recommend that if you're going to have a lot of it, you want it in depository, right? Or not. So I've heard so many people say if you don't have it on you, you don't have it. That might be true for some depositories. It might be true for some people that manage money, but not for Kirk Elliott, right? So I've moved money in and out. So a lot of other people move money in and out, but mostly, almost 99.9%, it stays and it grows and it gets very, very pricey, right? So I like that. And that's where a lot of billionaires have done the silver. Now, at some point, we'll move the silver over to gold. But if you have the silver in your safe and you move it over to gold, then you got to take it down to a store. And that place has to convert it for you. And what is that conversion rate going to be? And of course, you have, you're moving it, and who knows who's watching those coin dealers. And they see you roll up, and you're like making all these trips back and forth with all these boxes of silver. And they're like, oh, he's going to come out with a lot of money. So anyway, you guys do what you're going to do. Good luck, whatever you do. But silver, then eventually you roll it over to gold, and then gold goes higher, right? We've talked about this for years, right? Secure facility, that's right, Wolf Mother. So secure, and what's that one? Lloyd's of London. It's like the most secure insurance company. Boy, I wish I'd secured my stuff in my home in Florida with Lloyd's of London. then it probably wouldn't got ripped off by the insurance company. Right? So Geico, yeah, we don't cover that. Oh, I lost it. Well, we don't cover the way you lost it. You know, it used to be like people would like commit suicide and insurance wouldn't cover that. So they would like cover up that they were suicided. I know a lot of people in the military that unfortunately have done that. I don't know a lot of, but I've heard of it, right? So, and that's so they can get the insurance payout. I don't know if they still do that. It's like you're dead, right? Whether you get hit by a truck, house falls on you, like Wizard of Oz type, or a bullet goes through your head, right? So, regardless, you're dead, and you've paid a lot of money to be for your beneficiaries to have money if you're dead. What does it matter how you die? See, this is the bullshit, and this is why Obamacare is full of shit. Don't get me started. Okay, I'm backing off. All right, that's enough. All right, that's enough. Yeah, insurance, another scam, absolutely. And I walked up and down the streets of my neighborhood and saw all the houses that were abandoned because no insurance, right? Although they had insurance, but the insurance wouldn't cover the losses because of this or that, right? So it is very frustrating. So people were selling their homes for as is, and they're like 4 or 5 feet up is like, you know, the sheetrock is gone. And so somebody has to come in and repair that. The electrical outlets are all damaged and have to be repaired. And there's no appliances left because they were all destroyed. Just craziness. So the ideal thing is to just not even need it, right? I'm like, oh, so you're not going to cover all that? Because I had that. What if they don't? In the back of my mind, F it, right? So I'm like, okay, F it. I'm moving, so I'm out of here. So that's what a lot of people have done, unfortunately, from Florida. Beautiful place. Always wanted to live there. I lived there. It was great. But as you guys can see, that beautiful lake behind me is quite enticing, quite relaxing. I never really got that from Florida. It's just high energy place, right? Right. Yeah, that's right, E-Dub. No more fucks to give, right? So I'm all out. I'm all out of fucks, right? So no more. I don't give a fuck, right? I'm out. So that's what we did. We just loaded up the truck and moved away from Florida. Hillbillies, that is. Swimming pools, movie stars, no more. Right? So we're in the mountains, and now we're like Hatfields and McCoys. All right, guys. Lots of love. Stay in the love vibration. I know it's funny, right, Georgia girl? But you're in New York, and Mamdani, New York. Yeah. So Georgia girl loaded up the truck and she moved wherever. All right, guys. Lots of love. Stay in the love vibration, and we'll see you guys next time.